turning from Route 21 between Passaic and Newark, I finally broke through and was admitted into the precincts of Truth Social. A solid 3 weeks or so after I was placed on a wait list, given a waiting number, a wait list number that was evidently entirely symbolic. The number never changed. I kind of made a bit of a kerfuffle on Twitter about this, and minutes later, I got in. That is the advantage of having a little bit of influence, but you know, I got in, and now I have no influence. I'm just like everybody else. I've got to build from scratch. You know, when I got into, when I joined Getter, which immediately, you were immediately able to, you know, to join and use it. I was automatically assigned verification, probably because I was verified on Twitter. And they had this somewhat misleading, but frankly, encouraging thing where they gave you the value for purposes of your profile of all your Twitter followers. And the value of that was, frankly, it enabled other users to see if you were, to know that you're an influencer, that you're someone that others find worthy of following. And that's not for nothing. What I'm finding now on whatchamacallit, on Truth Social is, I'm really, you know, it's only been 3 or 4 weeks, but first of all, a lot of my friends were given previews, especially people who are who are really in Trump circles. I'm not really in Trump circles. So they've been on for months. And they don't know I'm here. They don't know I'm there. Well, it's good, you know. King Solomon says it's better to pass by a graveyard than a place of rejoicing. And in fact, where I live, there are a lot of graveyards. It's good to get knocked in the head and realize that you're really, to some extent, what you've earned, or what you think you've earned, is an artifact of timing and luck and looks, in my case, of course. But on the other hand, from a marketing point of view, it is a little hard to understand why Truth Social wouldn't want to encourage people who have existing followings and strong followings to succeed on their platform. Well, look, there's a lot about what Truth Social has done that I think bears questioning. But what the heck? It's not my money. At the same time, you know, I'm among the first people in our circles, anyway, that I'm aware of, who was authorized and enabled for super followers on Twitter. Twitter is doing something to retain my loyalty that I've, you know, if not for its outrageous behavior in terms of censorship over the last couple of years, which, by the way, in my opinion, has reduced somewhat since the Jack era. I think it has. I've been on Twitter since 2009. It's 13 years. It's a little bit crazy to think that I would just walk away from that kind, you know, from the 175,000 follows that I have there, and to start from scratch. Not that the talent isn't there, but you know, I'm getting kind of old for this. Anyway, you know, the sun's breaking out, as you can see, and I'm pulling into Newark proper now. Thank you for joining me on the drive this morning. It's a little bit longer of a car schmooze, so I'm going to have to wait to upload it till I get back to the office, because you can only upload longer videos from the desktop. Twitter isn't perfect. But that reminds me of one more point about Twitter and Getter. I'm sorry, the Truth About Truth Social and Getter and Twitter is that they're not nearly as well developed. By the way, CloutHub, which you know, those of you who followed me for a while, I am involved with. CloutHub is a pretty darn functional, well built out, very, very powerful alternative that you should look into. I think, frankly, Trump should have slid into CloutHub instead of starting with something based on Mastodon. He'd be up and running. He'd have tremendous functionality. There would have none of this onboarding problem. CloutHub already has 1 million members. But what do I know? I do know this. I want you all to have a great day. And also, consider becoming a super follower. I gotta buy gas too.